This video will show you Judy's Magic Cast-On. It's a great cast-on for socks or other projects that you'll be working in the round. We will use 2 circular needles, but you can also use 2 DPNs for this. After you've measured out the length of yarn that you need for your number of stitches, take your 2 needles together, one on top of the other, and point them to the 9 o'clock position. Take your yarn and drape, this is your tail, drape your tail over the top needle, bringing the working yarn between the 2 needles. Now you want to take the tail, which is away from you, cross it over in front of that working yarn so that the working yarn is away from you and the tail is closest to you. With your thumb and index finger, make a bird beak and stick it through those 2 strands of yarn hanging down. With the rest of your hand, grab those 2 strands of yarn, spread your 2 fingers, and point your needles to the 11 o'clock position. Now, to create stitches on the bottom needle, you're going to use the yarn coming from your index finger. To create stitches on the top needle, you're going to use the yarn coming from your thumb needle. Every stitch will have a matching pair stitch on the other needle. We have 1 stitch on the upper needle. Let's put 1 on the lower needle. Bring your needles to the outside of the index finger yarn to the 9 o'clock position and slide that yarn in between, bringing your needles back to 11 o'clock. Let's do 1 now on the upper needle. Bring your needles to the 9 o'clock position, bringing your thumb yarn between the needles over and bring your needles back to the 11 o'clock position. Now we have 3, we need a pair for that one on the lower needle. Outside of the index finger yarn, slide the yarn between the 2 needles, back to 11 o'clock. So you can see we have 1 pair, 2 pair, 4 stitches, 2, 4. And you just keep going like that. I'll do a few more slow, but once you get the hang of it, you can develop a rhythm. So 9 o'clock, slide the thumb yarn between the 2, over the top, back to 11. Outside of the index finger yarn, 9 o'clock, slide the yarn in, back to 11. And once more, a 9 o'clock, thumb yarn between the 2, over the top, back to 11 o'clock. Slide the needles over the index finger yarn, bringing the yarn between them, bring it back to 11 o'clock. I'll just do a few more. I have 2, 4, 6, 8. So here we go. Now I have the number of stitches I want, but let me count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. What I want to do now is, you see, if I let go, this last stitch I made is loose. So what you want to do is, while you're holding it, bring your tail yarn directly to the back, bring it to the front, crossing it over this working yarn, and hold it tight against the bottom needle. Now we're ready to begin working the stitches, and we will work the bottom needle stitches first. In order to do that, we need to rotate our needles clockwise, so they're pointing now at the 3 o'clock position. If you notice, I'm still holding this against that top needle. Now, I pull the bottom needle out so that the stitches I cast on are resting on the cable. This gives me more room to work these needles, and why I prefer using cable needles to DPNs. So now that it's out, I will simply, with my working yarn, knit these stitches. After the first 2 stitches have been knit, I can let go of that tail and I don't have to worry about it anymore. And I'll knit to the end of this row. Now I'm done. I next take this cable and I pull it so that the bottom stitches are now back on that needle. As you can see, the stitches we have worked are on the top. These are the stitches we want to work again from the bottom. We are again pointing to the 9 o'clock position. Simply rotate your needles clockwise to the 3 o'clock position. Pull the bottom cable needle out so that the stitches are resting securely on that cable. Find the end of the top needle, and we will now knit these stitches. However, you need to knit these through the back loop because all of these are seated wrong. They're twisted. There's a trick. If you cannot get your needle, sometimes it's hard to get your needle into that back first loop. So what I always do is I pretend I'm going to purl, but bring my needle up and over the other needle, and I'm in the correct position to knit through the back loop. After that first stitch, it's very easy to knit through the back loop of the rest of the stitches. We're at the end. Again, I bring my 2 needles together so you can see that we now are ready to work in the round, and we have a nice, tight, invisible cast on.